They don't want you to know this, but everything around you, your phone, your car, even your clothes, was designed to fail. Not by accident, by design. Think about it. The moment you buy something new, the clock starts ticking. Your next upgrade has already been planned. Your satisfaction has an expiration date, and someone, somewhere, is profiting every time it runs out. We've been told that progress means faster, newer, better. But what if that's the biggest lie of the modern age? What if the system that promises you comfort and convenience was built to keep you broke, distracted, and dependent? In this video, we're going to break down the real machinery behind consumer culture, the psychology, the manipulation, the hidden costs, and how to finally break free. Because this isn't just about money, it's about control. Let's start with the truth about what drives the global economy. At its core, it isn't innovation, it isn't productivity, it's consumption. The more we buy, the stronger the economy grows, or at least that's the story we've been sold. The system runs on a simple equation. If consumers stop spending, everything stops moving. So what happens when an economy depends on us constantly buying more? It learns to make us buy more, even when we don't need to. Enter planned obsolescence, a term that sounds technical but really means one thing: products that are built to die. Manufacturers learned long ago that durability is bad for business. If something lasts forever, you only buy it once. So they started making things weaker, faster, cheaper, with an expiration date built right into the design. Phones that suddenly slow down after a software update. Washing machines that break 2 weeks after the warranty expires. Cars that need new parts every year. Fashion trends that vanish overnight just so a new collection can appear. It's not coincidence, it's strategy. This endless cycle of buying and replacing keeps the economy spinning, but at what cost? For most people, it's financial strain. You work longer hours, you earn more, but somehow you save less. Every year, prices climb, products change, and your money disappears faster than ever. You're not just paying for what you need, you're paying for an illusion of progress. In a world obsessed with upgrades, old has become a dirty word. The moment something feels outdated, we're made to believe it's worthless, and that belief is incredibly profitable. Marketing doesn't just sell products, it sells dissatisfaction. Every ad whispers the same thing: you're not enough until you buy this. And we fall for it. Because the system isn't designed to make us happy, it's designed to make us consume. You see, behind every marketing campaign is a deep understanding of human psychology. Companies know that our brains release dopamine, the feel-good chemical, every time we make a purchase. That rush of excitement feels like happiness, but it fades fast, leaving a hollow craving for the next hit. The system exploits this biological loop, turning everyday people into lifetime customers. And the scariest part? We've started to believe this is normal. We work jobs we hate to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't even like. We call it success. We measure our worth in brands, our progress in possessions, and our happiness in how closely we match the latest lifestyle on social media. But underneath the polished surfaces of consumer culture, there's a dark reality, one that's hidden behind the convenience. Take a look at the environmental cost. Every time we upgrade, replace, or throw away, something else is extracted, refined, and dumped. Millions of tons of electronic waste pile up in landfills every year, leaking toxic chemicals into the soil and water. Entire ecosystems are being stripped to feed our appetite for new devices and fast fashion. The average cotton shirt takes 2,700 liters of water to produce. That's enough to keep one person hydrated for 3 years. And it doesn't stop there. The production of electric cars, hailed as the future of sustainability, relies on lithium mining, which destroys landscapes, poisons rivers, and displaces entire communities. The push for green consumerism often hides another truth. We're not saving the planet by buying more eco-products, we're just shifting the damage somewhere else. The global cost of this overconsumption? More than $5 trillion a year in environmental damage, according to the World Economic Forum. And that's just the economic loss. The real cost, the loss of biodiversity, the destruction of natural balance, can't be measured in dollars. But while the planet suffers, someone is still making money. This is where the system shows its true colors. Every layer of consumerism, from fast fashion to fast tech, funnels wealth upward from the working class to corporate giants. The more we buy, the more powerful they become. and the more powerful they become, the easier it is to keep us hooked. You think you're choosing what to buy, but most of your choices were made for you long before you reach the checkout. Algorithms track what you like, where you shop, and how you spend. They predict your weaknesses better than you know yourself. The system doesn't just respond to your desires, it creates them. And once it has you in its grip, it traps you in the most effective way possible. With debt, credit cards, buy now, pay later plans, and endless financing options all make spending feel painless until the bill arrives. In countries like the US and Canada, over 77% of citizens are in debt. 45% carry credit card balances month to month. Debt has become the modern form of slavery, invisible, normalized, and inescapable. The game is simple. The system gives you easy credit so you can buy what you can't afford. You spend, they profit. You struggle, they charge interest. And that interest keeps flowing upward year after year. It's a cycle designed to keep you just comfortable enough to keep going, but never free enough to leave. But what if there was another way to play the game? Here's the truth. Escaping the consumer trap doesn't mean giving everything up. It means redefining what enough means to you. This is where minimalism enters the picture, not as a trend, but as a weapon against manipulation. Minimalism isn't about white walls and empty rooms, it's about clarity. It's the realization that more stuff doesn't equal more happiness, it often means less freedom. When you cut out the noise, the upgrades, the clutter, the must-haves, you start to see how much of your time and energy was being sold to maintain someone else's profit margins. There's a story from personal finance writer Katie Gatti Tassin that captures this perfectly. When she moved from an elite college environment filled with luxury brands to a normal city job, something changed. The pressure to fit in vanished. She realized she'd been spending over $1,500 every month on things that didn't make her happy: restaurants, clothes, self-care. But when she cut those expenses and started investing the same amount instead, her entire future shifted. By redirecting that $1,500 into investments, she calculated that she could reach financial independence 18 years sooner. That's almost 2 decades of her life reclaimed, simply by escaping the consumer treadmill. And she's not alone. Millions of people are waking up to the idea that happiness isn't something you buy, it's something you build. The math is brutal but freeing. Let's say you spend $4,000 a month and save $500. At that rate, it could take you 40 years to retire. But if you cut just $1,500 in mindless spending and invested instead, you could reach the same level of freedom in just 22 years. That's the power of conscious consumption, and it's exactly what the system doesn't want you to realize. Because once you stop defining yourself by what you own, you become impossible to control. You start to see how the illusion works. Fashion trends are arbitrary, new tech is only marginally better, luxury brands charge you for status, not quality. Every billboard, every influencer, every algorithm is just another sales pitch disguised as self-expression. And when you unplug from that, you start to feel something that's been missing. Imagine not caring whether your phone is the latest model. Imagine having money in the bank not because you're rich, but because you're not chasing fake happiness anymore. Imagine realizing that you've been working half your life just to buy things that lose value the moment you touch them. That's the shift happening right now, a quiet rebellion against the endless hunger of consumerism. But let's be real. Escaping the system isn't easy. Everywhere you turn, there's temptation. Every brand has learned to sell you a lifestyle, not a product. They use words like freedom, choice, innovation, but freedom doesn't come from what you can buy, it comes from what you can walk away from. Breaking free starts small, it starts with awareness. Start asking yourself before every purchase, who really benefits from this? Is it you or the system? Because the more you question, the harder it becomes for them to manipulate you. The truth is, the global consumer economy is a house of cards. It runs on the assumption that people will keep buying forever. But with rising debt, shrinking resources, and environmental collapse, that illusion is cracking. The system that promised endless growth has reached its limit. And when it falls, those who learn to live simply, to save, to invest, to create instead of consume, will be the ones who thrive. Think about it. We've been told to chase financial freedom by working harder and spending smarter, but true financial freedom isn't about making more money, it's about needing less. The less you depend on the system, the more control you take back. Because the same companies that tell you to treat yourself are the ones lobbying against fair wages. The same influencers showing you their luxury lifestyles are often drowning in debt behind the scenes. The same corporations promising sustainability are the ones filling landfills with their own products. Consumerism is a mirage. It looks like opportunity, but it's really obligation in disguise. And once you see it for what it is, you can never unsee it. So here's the uncomfortable question. If everything you own was taken away tomorrow, your car, your phone, your designer clothes, who would you be? If that question makes you uneasy, that's where the work begins. Because freedom doesn't come from having more, it comes from needing less. Maybe that's why more people are turning to minimalism, to slow living, to financial independence, not because they want less, but because they're tired of being owned by their possessions. And maybe that's the real revolution, not in fighting the system head-on, but in starving it of what it feeds on most: your attention, your time, and your money. So next time an ad tells you to upgrade, ask yourself, upgrade to what? A faster phone or a slower life? The truth is, real wealth isn't measured in what you buy, it's measured in how long you can go without needing to. And once you understand that, you realize the richest people aren't the ones who have the most, they're the ones who need the least. So if you're ready to escape the consumer trap, it starts now. One decision at a time, one less impulse purchase, one more investment in your own freedom. Because every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. Do you want to keep feeding a system designed to keep you broke? Or do you want to build one that finally sets you free? Watch the next video and see how the people who understand where the money's moving next always win. And if you're serious about staying ahead of that shift, hit subscribe. You'll want to see what's coming next. Oh, and if you're thinking of starting your own investing journey, take a look at the link in the description. It's the platform I personally use to explore global markets.